painfully slow dissolve. Push through it. There you go. He's smiling and all happy over there.
Are you proud of yourself, Dada?
He is.
Do you see what you've done? We'll rub your nose in the screen.
Yes, I am. I'm very proud of myself.
So there was also a steal from the rich and give to the space program, the U.S. government. That was a pretty funny comment.
Steal from the rich and give to the space.
Good show. I like how I was like, Jim, tell me about the start. And he's just like, here's the entire story.
Yeah, somebody was like, okay, you need to break this up with questions. And all I could think was, A, you stop him from talking, and B, like, you guys asked like a single question that's not even worth like trying to interrupt him for that.
I didn't feel like interrupting him. I thought he was telling an incredibly compelling
It was
story.
fine. It was hilarious though, because he was saying stuff. He's like, and so of course I was just this, and I was like, I'm nodding along, like, yes, I understand, but I don't know if he can even see me or cares. He was just going to keep going anyhow.
We have a special.
Something that I wanted to clarify that it made it sound like he was saying was that is he on the National Space Council?
No.
Himself personally?
No, he's not.
No.
No.
Okay.
I did not get that.
There was
Did
some way
anyone
that
else
he
get
was
that
wording
impression?
things. I was
No.
like, wait a minute, what?
No, everyone here is shaking their head no, saying they did not get that impression.
I got the impression that it sounded as though he might be asked, or he might have some kind of inclination towards that, but I wasn't getting that he was. That was.
I don't understand why they haven't asked me yet.
I think there was two.
I do.
I think there was two things there. He was saying we or I, as in private commercial space, and most of commercial space did not get an invitation to the table, and he was kind of saying we should get an invitation to the table in order to be able to be considered. And the other thing was that, well, the Elon thing, but I won't get into that.
Yeah, but okay, Jeff Bezos. Well, although he said Jeff Bezos was invited.
But-
so invited and not showing up is different than not invited.
Correct.
Yeah. It was a who's who of traditional space in the room.
It was the old guys.
It was the old guard.
It was nice to see Tori there, though.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, I'm not anti-Tory.
No, in any
We've
way.
had him on the show. In fact, I
Also, I'm
absolutely
not
love
saying that just to like kiss Tori's butt either. Like, I'm not.
No, I get it. His vision for cislunar space,
Really
all
fantastic.
that is absolutely. I like Tory a lot. I think his vision of the future is fantastic.
Yeah.
It just he was it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like, unfortunately,
Tory
he
didn't
is
really
the vision.
participate either.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Like Tory wasn't really a participant either. Like he wasn't in any of the pictures or videos. Like he wasn't standing.
He was in
behind
a
the
really
president
wide
or
shot.
behind-
There was a
he
one
was.
woman on the.
He was stage right.
Yeah, and he was just barely beyond her, but she was like two people away from mid podium. So it's like podium, one dude, this woman, and then Tori, and so like he got cut out of a lot of stuff, which is a little unfortunate.
For better or for worse, though, he is kind of like ULA does kind of symbolize. ULA is kind of old guard.
I think when a lot of people think of ULA, they do think of old guard for sure.
there's.
I think if you look at the plans that ULA has, especially since Tory has come on, they are moving away from the old guard mentality.
Exactly.
And,
It's hard when you have that sort of like legacy to sort of push through that and give yourself a new name without literally giving yourself a
it's
new name.
not a reinvention of ULA, but it's a retooling of ULA is
But
what I would
are
call
they really? Because what sets?
Okay, but what ULA
It's
does
more than
isn't
just
broken, so why should they try to fix it? Do you
But-
see what I'm saying? It works for them.
Well, for now, but they're getting their hiney handed to them.
Are they?
Kinda.
The legacy of what they've done is old space.
Sure, and I wouldn't walk away from that if I didn't have to.
The plans that they have for the future are new space.
Yeah.
Are they?
And I
Because
believe that
it's
I
more
believe
than
they
just
are.
building a rocket. It's also like it's like the contractual stuff side of it too. It's the whole thing. It's the
Right.
mentality of all of it.
And that, you really think they're going to stop doing contractual stuff with NASA? Really?
No, that's not what I mean. There's a difference in.
I mean, just look
But
at their
if-
Cislunar 1000 plans. I mean, they're talking about working with no less than 10 more companies, and that list will probably grow as they keep going to make that sort of plan a feasible thing.
when they
including some of our
start
favorites,
when
like
they
NASA
start
and Bigelow.
executing on all of those plans for the future that Tory talked about when he was on the show, with not NASA money, they will have transitioned into new space.
I agree with that. So if they start opening up their own checkbook, and they start funding their own stuff, and maybe as I'm saying this on the show, on the after show, maybe they already have, right? Because who's paying for Vulcan? Actually, that's a legit question. I don't know the answer to that. Who's paying for Vulcan?
I don't know.
Are they asking
paying for part
I'm not
of
sure.
Vulcan.
Yeah. Okay, but part is different than the whole thing. Is ULA paying
yes.
for a good chunk of it? Is the majority of development? So
See,
all right,
I'd
then
say
I would argue
It's a public-private partnership between ULA and the U.S. government.
I think that's a fuzzy line, though.
It is a
When
fuzzy line.
when they launch a rocket that isn't a NASA manifest,
Okay, I mean, or
At least
DoD.
ULA's paying for their own
when
pad operation.
when they launch a rocket for those dreams that he talked about,
Yeah.
that
okay.
that isn't a NASA manifest, that NASA isn't paying for,
Sure.
then they've crossed over into new space.
All right.
Okay.
I'll buy that. Actually, this gets into a much larger conversation of what defines new space.
Sure, there's some thing.
And is new space really new anymore?
Well, because I happen to fit into this exact category, there's this new thing of like, different generations having different names, right? There's the baby boomer generation, there's the Gen X generation. All
What
of
are
them.
we? Are we Gen X?
You and I specifically, fall into this weird, what they're calling a mini or micro generation, which is exactly between 77 and 83.
Really?
Which just happens to be the time between the original Star Wars film. But ignore that for a moment. But it happens to be where we had a kind of a more analog childhood and a much more digital adulthood,
Sure.
right? As opposed to like anyone
What do they call it?
kind of right that we're xenials. It's a xenial generation.
I thought that was why.
It's a dumb.
You're
Yeah, but why is
The one after us. One after that?
yeah, it's because
then it's Y and
it
then it's
falls into a
millennial?
weird, and we are a weird group that just those simple 6 years, you wouldn't think it would be that different, but it is. But as opposed to
Depending
being
on who
like,
I ask, I'm either a Y or a millennial.
Millennial?
Right.
Definitely
Correct.
millennials.
I can't afford a
no
house.
doubt.
That,
Right,
that's
I
true.
mean, there's
they
no-
walked in and I wasn't sure they could drive, so there was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't afford a house. I don't want to buy
Millennial,
diamonds.
millennial.
I think newspapers are old.
Millennial.
And I eat avocados.
Millennial.
So I'm a
millennial.
millennial.
Avocado
so
toast,
it's
though, right?
millennial.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Millennial.
It's actually quite delicious, but
And
that's
baby
okay.
boomers talk over me like I don't know anything.
Yeah, millennial.
So,
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
millennial for sure.
millennial.
Yeah.
You're not a baby
There's only
boomer,
one
stupid.
newspaper
For
I
sure.
still read, and dear Space News, if you're watching, please keep making your stupid newspaper because I love that thing.
Space
The
news?
hell's a newspaper?
Yeah, the spacenews.com. They have a magazine and a newspaper,
Just
and
put it
I'm
on
the
an
subscriber.
iPad. Just put it on an iPad.
Well, I mean, I still read most of their articles online, but they do have like unique content that's in there. And there's something about in the morning whipping out my Space News magazine, drinking my coffee.
Whoa,
It's
excuse
great.
you, Mike.
It's great.
Is there
It's
some
great, so-
Kiss your mother with that
prepubescent
mouth.
teenager that rides his bike and throws his newspaper on your lawn and you have to yell at him
Okay,
every
No,
morning?
it
way
comes in the
crazy
mail.
pants off topic, but my
it comes
point
in the mail.
was, for sake, is that ULA seems to be, because some people are in the chat room are fighting like, what do you mean ULA is old space? They're only 11 years old. And then somebody else said, well, yeah, except that they're Lockheed and Boeing, and you don't get more old space than that, really. That's super old guard. I think that's what ULA is. They are in a weird
In between?
in between.
I would buy that. I think they are, because I have no idea how to define them, right? I have no idea. Like Lockheed and Boeing, totally old space, right? But I have no idea what category to put ULA in, and maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't be a category in these things.
Do you ever
Well,
lose
the
that
old
legacy
space
though?
companies that wants to be new space company.
Say it again.
Do you ever lose that legacy?
I don't feel like you should lose the legacy, but the thing is, the difference
I
is,
think they should-
think, when I think of old space, I think of this is the way it's always been done, therefore this is the way it shall always be done, and that's not what ULA is doing.
Space is serious business, and space should be taken
Right,
seriously.
that's-
I'm in a suit and tie, and
Right.
I am important.
When I think of old space, that's how I think of it. Unfortunately, to a certain extent, some areas of NASA are in fact becoming a jobs program, and that feels very old space to me. And it makes me cringe a little bit inside. But there are other companies like ULA is doing, like Aerojet Rocketdyne. Not Aerojet Rocketdyne. What am I trying to say?
Orbital ATK.
Thank you. Orbital ATK is doing that. They are taking a very hard, harsh look at who they are, what they want to be, how they're doing things, why they're getting their butts handed to them in some cases by other companies, totally taking a true reassessment, and then trying to fix that to continue to be relevant in this quote-unquote new space industry.
I think it's time that maybe we need to get rid of the old space, new space tags, because I'm no longer convinced they actually apply anymore, right? Because the old space companies are changing to be more like new space companies, and actually new space companies are changing a little bit to be a little bit more like old space companies.
Some
so they're
new space
merging.
could learn some stuff from some old space, because old space
There
did
are-
it first anyway.
So I think maybe we should focus instead on their vision of the future and what they're trying to do, and whether their plans are executable. Like
That's always been my separation point between old space and new space, which is that old space to me is a bunch of old white guys sitting around talking about how great Apollo was and slowly dying off because they're not interested in doing anything outside of
Right.
old Apollo. And new space are the people that are coming in and thinking Apollo wasn't really a great way to do it, and we should think of a more sustainable way to do things. That's always been my dividing line between old space and new space.
all right, I don't think
so much like the line of space that we have to, we
I
also
think
debate
any-
furiously.
any space entity who's trying to do something we haven't done before,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can just. I'm not sure if we call it old space or new space, but future space, right? They're working on building a better future, whether they're successful or not. As long as they're trying to do it and actually, it's more than just an idea. They're actually bending metal. They're trying to make it happen for realsies. I think we can put them into that future space category. Everyone else who's just doing what they've always done, they go into the legacy space category, right? So you take companies like Electron, Vector, Maston, SpaceX, Blue Origin. I mean, actually, yes, ULA with Cis Lunar 1000. Assuming they're, does anyone know, are they executing on Cis Lunar 1000? Are they talking about it, or are they doing something about it?
Well, I mean,
No,
that's
they're
not
doing
going to
stuff
happen
about
tomorrow.
it. I mean, their whole ACES upper stage and being refuelable is part of that whole plan, and setting up all these extra ACES
Is it-
upper stage from random launches to be refuelable and start setting up their fuel depots.
Dumb
And
question.
Doing all their contracts with Bigelow as well.
Right, but is ACES being built?
Yeah, they're working on the technology. The X-Core Aerospace is supplying some of the engines for that. Those have been built and tested and supplied to ULA. They're building it.
Okay,
And that's
if
just
they're-
one
yeah,
piece
yeah,
of
Roush
the
is-
Lunar
I-
1000 plan, but that's the first couple pieces that need to be put out there. Is
Okay,
putting up all
okay,
these
then-
ACES upper stage.
Yeah, if they're building it, right? It's more than talk. It's actually bending metal or carbon composite. You don't really bend carbon composite. Laying
No,
up
if you-
carbon composites.
If you
Hopefully
bend
not.
carbon
That's a
composites,
bad day.
things
That's
are
a bad
going
day.
bad.
If you're building things, if you're in the category of doing something that hasn't been done before and making it, I'm going to throw them in
yeah,
future
no,
space
but
category.
not. I love that. If you're bending metal, wait, that's old space. Hold on.
Yeah, I know, kind of.
If you're riveting rivets, no,
we
damn
don't-
it, that's not right either.
If you're printing it,
There you go. Anything 3D printed from here on out.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
making it. Are you doing additive manufacturing, or are you
Right.
still building it with your hands like a baby?
Yeah, is it on a lathe?
But I think if you look at the list of suppliers for the Saturn program and for the shuttle program, even down to GM, Chrysler, Playtex, Ball Glass, all of those are the people that government entities would go to when they needed a thing made. And I think if your name is on that list, you have to try really hard to not fall into the trap of being old space. And I think, like you're suggesting, Orbital ATK and some of ULA's plans, they're breaking out of the mold that they've been put in to remain relevant and to continue to be on the cutting edge and to do different things. If you're not doing that, that's old space. Even if it's not, some dude in a short sleeve white shirt with a black skinny tie, your name is on that list, and you're the go-to people for that sort of thing for the government. So if you're not trying to do new things and break out of that, then you're still old space.
Is that what I said?
Which
I said
leads,
that. That's
which,
what I said.
Which leads to Neuropilot's comment in the chat room, which is maybe the definition should be new space, we expect failure, and old space, we hate failure. I mean, everyone hates failure, right? I mean, even new space companies don't desire
NASA even has
failure.
mugs that say failure is not an option.
Yeah. That's I think actually.
And I get that. I do. I understand that. And I would, I guess, in some ways prefer that. But if you're not failing, you're not pushing hard enough.
Yeah. You don't want to fail, right? It's not a desired.
Sure, but you turn it up to 10, 11, and it still hasn't blown up yet. You need to know where those tolerances are.
Tars, it got shown at cast, but we just didn't take it to air. It's after dark. All right, we need to do an open. And what's the there you go. Better. Are you happy, Tars? Are you happy? Happy now! Actually, so I'll say the beta client certainly had issues. It was kicking us in the beginning. Mine was auto rejoining. I don't know about yours.
No.
Not auto rejoining. No, mine was the only one that would auto rejoin.
So annoying.
I've not.
It actually
used
took-
the
no,
chat
he wasn't
client
in beta.
at all. I've
Okay.
never used it. So. Sorry, Colton.
No, it's probably for the
client?
best.
You're supposed to be eating
try.
dog food with the rest of us.
Yeah, eat the dog food, dude. But did it stabilize for you, like in the interview-ish time? Right in the interview-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting better. We're
Middle of the interview, yeah.
Yeah, definitely getting better. And then I did take things to air, and I was able to take them to air. I think some of the buttons need to be a little bit better for touch, but stability right now more than that.
Yeah,
right?
that bit works great, and I think we need to update the template to have. You've got YouTube and Facebook and Reddit and whatever. And we need to add 2. One is tomorrow.tv, and I know that's currently the exception, but hopefully it won't be for much longer. And the other would be like some sort of live or chat.
Yeah, or I get rid of them all. I don't know. Let me noodle that one a little
Fit
bit.
Orion, you're asking, does the Twitch chat integration, not sure if any of this is getting through. Yes, I am reading that in the beta client.
And
Absolutely.
we can even bring you up to air, so we can take your comment and bring it on air. And because you were on Twitch, you get the nifty little Twitch icon. Which
Nice.
is, yeah, neat. Isn't that neat? How neat is that?
That's pretty neat.
That's pretty
So
neat.
neat.
All right, we've got to do an open. Space Mike, what was your... Also, before I forget, Space Mike, we almost always seem to drop your last story. So you're already doing launches, so just...
Maybe just kill your last story
just-
always.
just-
Plan on 2 stories.
Yeah,
Kind of.
and I know that you mentioned that before in the past. You're like, hey, should I do this? I'm like, no! But now I'm realizing that, yeah,
Like
you should probably do that.
3, 4, 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah. So just go ahead, 2 stories and launches. If there are no launches, then 3 stories.
Do you want me to still stick with 3 then?
Yep, you stick with
Okay.
3. He does
Gotcha.
2.
Right,
'Cause
yeah.
Because we're heavy on Space Mike in the show, I think, right? Because he does all the launches, and we go Jared, Mike, and we always drop his last story, but he did all the work for the story, which sucks.
So Jared and Mike get 3 apiece, but Mike's
them is
first story
launches.
is launches.
You got
happens
it.
when there's
Gotcha.
no launches?
That's what I said. When there's no launches, he does 3 stories.
I missed that part.
All right.
Mostly because I'm not micing it, I didn't have to.
All
Listen to you.
right, Mike, what's your favorite story?
I guess Sounding Rocket creates light show.
Okay. Jared?
I'm gonna steal Carrie Ann's Beetlejuice.
Okay. And I have an interview with Jim Cantrell talking about the history of future space.
Yes, the hit Future Space.
The hit future space. And you'll take us into the show, right?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Mike, you'll start us off, followed by Jared, then me. Here's number one.
Coming up, a sounding rocket creates a light show.
Beetlejuice. I messed that one up. Sorry.
I love it.
Number two.
That was me.
Number 2. Over the black so we can see it.
Coming up, a sounding rocket creates a light show.
Beetlejuice.
I have an What the hell?
What?
Number 3.
He was doing fine until you lost it.
Oh, he was not doing fine.
It's Jared.
It's Jared. That's fine. Just show him a pug. Number 3.
Pugs.
Coming up, a sounding rocket creates a light show.
Beetlejuice.
I have an interview with Jim Cantrell talking about the history of future space.
And I close out the show once again. All that and more on this episode of Tomorrow.
3 takes.
All right.
That was all right.
I'll take it.
See, now I've only heard Ben pronounce it Dariachi, so that's what we're going with. It says, you probably shouldn't both look at Jared. I don't think that's throwing Jared off, first of all.
Oh, when he does this thing, it doesn't matter.
Like, it
It's
doesn't
gonna be a
matter
covering
who,
shot.
yeah.
Anything can throw me off.
That's just more humanness of like, you're talking now, cool.
What do
now
you
you're
think?
talking
Like
now.
specific things throw me off?
So here's
Why would
the-
you box me in?
So Dwight 1969 is in the chat room. Dwight 1969 is working on that Skylab documentary that we showed during the first commercial break.
Who knew that was coming up other than you?
Well, actually, I thought it was going to be the second commercial break, but I don't think I really
There was something.
Yeah,
Skylab related.
regardless.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't. Both Jared. It came on, and Jared and I went
Well,
what's that?
okay, so
watching.
everyone's watching like Skylab.
I
so
was like, what happened?
in our
so-
Discord channel, you put, "Hey guys, something that said like, "Hey guys, Skylab," and I was like, "Skylab? Like, why is Skylab on our show today? Like, I don't remember we were going to talk about Skylab."
Well,
and it was never fully explained why you
You
said
learned along
Skylab.
with the rest of us.
Okay,
So-
so if it makes you feel any better, this is how Ben's brain works. I know everyone always says, "Oh, when you're in Discord, you get like access to Ben's brain." You do. It's just as random as it always is
Yes.
in real life. It still doesn't make any freaking sense.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I botched that. I did it on break 1 instead of break 2. Sorry.
That's all right.
That's all right.
I mean,
And
we
then
still
you
got
came out of break 1, and it was like, what? White.
Oh, that was a little weird. Yeah, well,
Right.
that was our bad prep anyway.
And-
but
And then you guys only had calendar to be able to reshuffle the set.
But, I mean,
and,
we
and
did
you,
it. That was
and you
fine.
did it. Way
We
to go.
did it.
yeah,
Way to go.
We had 30 seconds. It was impressive, right?
Yep.
Right. We had 30. We've never had this little amount of time before to reset the observation lounge for this, as opposed to our other markers on the floor for the. Oh my! It was fast. And if it sounded like I was out of breath when we came back, that's because I was out of breath when we came back.
If you could have seen what Ben was doing while he was doing all of his spiel about the patrons, he's
I was like
stretching
this.
back and going,
Like, $10 or more. Oh my God.
I'm gonna die.
Gotta hit the gym, Ben.
I
Yeah.
do need to hit the gym.
fit
Yeah.
rocket scientist is.
Oh yeah, no, he would destroy me in the gym. Like yeah, he would do his what is the warm up, and his warm up is my workout. Yeah, yeah. You laugh, but I'm not joking.
His stretch is your workout.
Yep. So on my banner it said beard yay or nay. Did we have it? Did we determine is it beard yay or nay?
like
What
it.
did the chat room
your,
say?
your banner didn't come up.
What?
So even though the conversation still existed, so most people are saying that you need to.
I
it's
need to
more.
Yeah, I need to come in
Come up
further,
more.
right?
Yeah,
I
that
need
this
to
is-
Yeah, that's what I was saying the other day. That's what I was saying the other day. Is I don't think I pulled in. I didn't I didn't pull in tight enough, right?
Although I don't know if Mike caught it, but
They're gonna follow the
I prefer
jawline.
this look on Mike.
I don't, the jawline, like
the
right up in
weird-
here, right?
Yeah, I
yeah,
like.
yeah.
I'm pretty okay with the beard.
Oh yeah, I
so-
like this look. That
Yeah.
looks nice, Mike.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
A
also
shame
like-
for you guys since y'all complained last time.
Oh,
Not you guys, but the chat room.
He put it in the chat room in all caps. He's like, "I shave for you, you monsters."
Yeah, don't ever bow down to the chat room.
I know.
yeah, no, seriously.
Well,
don't
though
buy
it
the
was
chat.
starting with the current setup that we have, though it was starting to look weird because with the way that the lighting works, I mean, it
Right?
did just blend in. It looked like I was a head and then like a a head and then a detached body.
It's like you had
kind
an
of floating
ascot on.
around
It was
there.
the strangest thing.
The best comment comes from Jazz Throwout, I think, which says, Ben will have a beard in 2020. Go for it. It does take me.
It's 6 months out.
This is 6 months.
Is that going to be the sixth question?
Oy.
Oh my God.
Now, see, I shouldn't even be.
question we have to ask everybody.
I shouldn't even be joking
You
about
think I'll
that.
have-
Because if I grew my beard out for 6 months, it would still look like an 11-year-old.
Well, Lars von Braun says
So-
Ben has less beard after several weeks than me after 2 days. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not denying this. I have I feel like I just need to sit here and be like, and have it grow or something. Yeah. Oh! But I'm just, my facial beardal region not so great.
Beard or moon first.
Beard or moon? We'll probably end. You know what? That is true. We will land on Mars before I have a full beard. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a thing.
It's going to take a while because you got your beard cost plus, right? So it's going to take a really long time to get it going.
As long
Oh
as it
my
takes,
God.
and as much as it costs.
I'm just saying. Right?
Green Jim has new Ben is trying new beard technology, and old Ben is keeping with the known shaving technology. Yeah. I have to start now for No Shave November. Yeah, exactly. I do. Yes, that's not untrue.
Oh my god.
You
Somebody
okay
suggested
there?
that
No
next
dying.
week I should show up with a beard.
Oh god. Oh god. Please don't. If you can though, that's amazing.
Wouldn't it be great if I could if I could grow a beard better than Ben?
You probably can. I think I just insulted us both.
I'm Italian.
New face versus old face. Yep. I will say I'm in like itchy beard phase, if that makes any sense. Like it's kind of like all itchy now. So I'm kind of like it itches.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Cool story, bro.
Get some
Don't go
cream
away.
cheese and rub it in. And
Really?
I haven't heard that one.
you know, it
Oh my
sounded
God!
funny when I said it.
Photon video. I believe this country should commit itself to growing a beard for Ben before this decade is out.
Nice.
That's fantastic. I hate you all. I hate you all.
That's amazing.
Oh man. That's pretty great though.
I didn't realize until now this is a better view of your beard.
What?
Yeah.
This shot?
This camera.
Yeah. It does. It needs to. I need to.
Or this
So
camera, I suppose.
as you may have noticed from last week, I did tighten it up in here. I did do my best to follow the jawline, but I figured here was my thought process was, because of how long it takes to grow my beard, I can always make it shorter, right? So I can always trim it, like make it a little bit shorter. But once I commit to that, getting that back is going to be a multi-month process. Well, week, probably not month. Next time on tomorrow beards.
Month for you, for everybody else, it's a couple weeks.
I hate you so much.
Well, it would be several years for me. So
I hate you so much. We choose to grow the beard not because it is easy, but because it is itchy. It is itchy. It's a little itchy. Neck beard, Ben. Yeah, that's great.
Oh man.
Oh. Are we stalling?
Well, anyway, I think we're at least I'm winding down.
All right.
know
Thank
about
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spice Mac. Enjoy the week off, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we
Oh, I
see
won't.
him.
That's actually a very good point. Carrie Ann and I will not be here for the next show. You're going to have a magical show. It's going to be hosted by Mini Stoge. You're going to have a Mini Stoge, a Jared, and a hologram, a Space Mike. I don't know. There's something about calling you the hologram that's more fun. Anyhow, and a hologram,
Until you forget my name.
that happens. Well, basically every time I call you a hologram is me forgetting your name. That's not true, but some sort of true.
Sorry, but not sorry.
Right.
God, I forgot my point. Oh, it's gonna be a cool show because Mini Stoge is gonna be hosting, and she'll be on news, and she's gonna be in here doing the interview. So it's gonna be amazing one way or another. Carrie Ann and I will be getting our mouse nerd on.
yeah, cool.
Yep.
Is it the annual pilgrimage?
It's the biannual pilgrimage. Yep.
Excuse me.
Yep. We're pilgriming all the way up to the Anaheim Convention Center.
Gotcha.
Yep. All mile. We have to. We'll begin our journey a week in advance.
You should walk. That way you won't be out of breath moving all the stuff.
Goodbye, everyone.
Okay.
God, I hate you.